And this is Scott Hansen. I'm a professor at Southern Utah University, and this will be the last part that will make up our assembly. There will be 5 pieces to this assembly. This module will include instruction on how to create the connecting rod. So we'll move our cursor to the little white piece of paper, left click one time, we'll left click on Part, and left click on OK. Then we'll move our cursor to the Sketch tab, left click on Sketch, left click on the sketch icon, move our cursor to the front plane. When it becomes highlighted, we left click, then we'll right click and left click on Display Grid. And this part will be made up of 4 individual circles, and we will also use the relations tools to provide some concentric constraints and aligned constraints. So we'll start with 4 circles that are not concentric, not the same size. So I'll move the cursor up to the circle icon, left click on that, move the cursor somewhere down in the middle of the screen. We'll left click on anywhere and just drag out a circle that looks like that, and we'll have another circle that looks like this. We'll put another circle here. Make sure you don't have any dots appear like that. As soon as a dot shows up, the center of that circle is going to be constrained to the quadrant of the bottom circle, and we can't have that. So make sure that you don't accidentally constrain or create a relationship between 2 sketches. So we'll left click there and left click here. Okay, then we'll right click, select. Now we'll use the display relations, drop this box down, we'll left click on add relation, and so we're going to left click on this first circle, left click on the second circle, and we'll move our cursor over to the add relations panel and go down under add relations and left click on concentric. And SolidWorks will align those so they're now concentric. And we'll do the same thing with the bottom 2 circles. So we'll left click on bigger circle, left click on the smaller circle, move our cursor over to the left, left click on concentric, and now those circles are all concentric. Then we will left click on the green check mark, and we can basically move this circle over, and we should be able to snap to a relation fairly quickly. If not, we'll simply draw a line. Draw a line up, and we'll draw a line just a little bit below it. We'll right click, select, and we'll simply move that circle onto the end point there, like that. Then we'll delete this line that we've drawn in. Okay, then we'll dimension the sketch. We'll place a dimension between center to center, and this will be 2.25, and hit enter. The inside holes are supposed to be 1/2 inch in diameter, so we'll enter 0.5. And the outside holes are 0.75. Now we need to left click on the green check mark. That gets us out of the dimension command. We'll left click on the line command, and we'll hook these quadrant to quadrant. Left click, right click, select. We'll left click on the line command again, left click, and right click, select. Then we'll need to trim out the inside of these larger circles. We move our cursor up to the trim entities icon, left click once, and we go down and select trim to closest. Then we simply move our cursor over the portion of the line we want to trim. It will become highlighted with the little pair of scissors. We simply left click one time, and SolidWorks will trim those lines out. Then we'll left click on the trim check mark under the trim command, and we'll right click, exit sketch, left click on the features tab, left click on extrude, we'll enter 0.25 and hit enter, and we'll left click on the green check mark, left click out in the workspace, push our mouse wheel down, we can rotate the part around, and this will be a connecting rod that will be used in the following module, where we will assemble all the parts to create an assembly. And that concludes this module on instruction related to the creation of the connecting rod.